Hi, welcome to another video. This time I'm reviewing Thor Love and Thunder. It's been a couple of days since I saw the movie. I saw it on Thursday, but I still have some things to do, so I couldn't review just yet. And I wanted to let it a little bit marinate on me, try to figure some things out, see how I feel. Because the film is very divisive. And in my review, I'm going to try not to spoil anything, but I'll tell that if you are really fond of comedy and you appreciate a certain type of comedy, you're going to love this movie. But if you don't appreciate that type of comedy, you're going to hate it. So it's a very divisive film. And I'm in the middle on this one because there are some concepts that are used that I really, really love. I really love the characters. I really love like Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Christian Bale, Natalie Portman, Russell Crowe also does a good part, but I don't like what they do with all those characters. In a non-spoiler way, I think that there's two tones in this movie. There's a very comedy relief moment, tone. There's a very like sad and dark tone, and I would rather that they went to the sad and dark tone. They are very heavy subjects that they could use a little bit more, and they rely so much in the comedy that when those heavy subjects are in the matter, it doesn't get to me. Like there's some parts in the movie where you really need to feel something for the characters, even if it's sad, if it's enjoyment. And they don't give me enough. The film is too small. It's only 2 hours, not even 2 hours. So I think that the film would be really better if we could spend more time with the characters. If you're really fond of the Guardians of the Galaxy and you think they're gonna be a major part in this movie, you're wrong. Like they only appear like for 5, maybe 10 minutes max. But I will have to tell that the first 15 minutes of the film is so funny. They are so funny. I laugh so much in this. There's a Jean-Claude Van Damme moment. I laughed so much on that. That I really liked. But as the movie was progressing, and they were having less and less of core, they're trying too much. There's a middle part where they go to try to get an army to fight the gore, and that could be completely eradicated of the movie. It wouldn't serve no purpose. I think it serves the purpose of seeing Thor butt-ass naked. Maybe that's the purpose. I don't know. I really think that I'm glad that they brought Natalie Portman again, because I really enjoyed the Thor and Jane dynamic this time around. I really love Thor Ragnarok. I think it was a really fresh take on the character, but I think they pushed it too much. I think sometimes this movie is a satire of himself. It looks like a parody. You remember those scary movie movies, scary movie movies. It's looked like that for Thor, and I really enjoyed like the comedy from Marvel, but I don't think they nailed it that much. They used some sketches. They used some of the Taika no, not Chris Hemsworth children to do this part. The creatures would draw from their ideas. I think that there is something really creative here, and I think like Taika could be very creative with his movie, but I think like he went too much. Like he didn't respect enough the Thor character. He did like whatever it takes. There's some times where I don't know what the hell is happening. Like there's the time in the end that Thor does something that he never did, and I could see like I was like, what the hell? I don't believe this is happening. And I think that's the whole thing in the movie. Like, it's funny at times, but it's always funny, always funny. And there's things like in this movie that I really, really wanted them to talk a little bit more. Like they have fucking Gladiator. They have like Russell Crowe. They have like Christian Bale, one of the best actors ever, and they only do funny things. And there we are in a very heavy subject, like a heavy scene, and then 30 minutes like they do something stupid, and it takes all the weight of that moment. And I really wish they kept the fun parts, but add a little bit more like stakes on the movie. Like, to me, like, Gore is not like, he's the God Butcher only in name. I'm not gonna tell you right now, maybe in spoilers, but I'm a bit disappointed. But in the end, if you really enjoy like a romantic comedy, because this is what it is, like, it's a romantic comedy. If you enjoy like if you enjoyed Ragnarok, it's more over the edge. Over the edge. If you didn't appreciate Ragnarok, you're not going to appreciate this one. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me what did you think. I'm going to do spoilers next. Tell me if you liked the movie. I'm on the average on this one. For me, it's like 5.5, because the characters are really like a dumbed down version of themselves. Like, Gore doesn't appear that much on the movie. Russell Crowe appears in one scene. The Guardians the same. And I like the dynamic between Jane and Thor. Tessa Thompson, she does well, but you could take Tessa Thompson and Korg, and they're not doing anything in the movie, except he's the director and the girlfriend's director. Maybe that's the reason why they are there. I'm not hating, but it feels like this movie is made for them, the crew, like Taika, Chris, Tessa, and it's not made for us, the fans, because I don't think it respects the legacy of Thor. I don't think it respects the story of Gore. I don't think it respects the story of Marvel. Like, the Marvel movies, like, it could, to me, this movie could be better than Endgame, but it isn't. Like, he has better actors, and it looks like I'm hating, but it's so well acted, and like, Chris Hemsworth completely nails Thor. Like, I'm not even complaining about the Gore design, because I understand it, but it's too much. There's too much comedy. There's too much non-serious stuff, and I really would enjoy that they stick to the parts, and they could, like, I could like even cry or be sad in some parts, and I couldn't, because they don't let me. They start like or laughing around or like trying to pretend nothing happened. But I'll talk more about spoilers. Comment, subscribe, give me your feedback. I'm new on this, so I'm still working to be a better YouTuber. So give me your feedback and subscribe. Thank you. See you in spoilers. So, spoilers for Thor Love and Thunder. Where do I begin? Okay, as I said in the review, first 15 minutes of the movie, I loved it. The round kick, the Van Damme split, all of the funny parts there, I really laughed my ass off. I really think that this first part was really cool. Really cool. But you can see that Thor feels alone, and that's character development. That's a really good idea from their part, and I think that bringing Jane back could give some interesting feedback to what's happened, and give him a better story to deal with. I I enjoyed the part in the beginning from the gore, the gore prequel, or like how did he become the God Butcher. But I wish that we could see more of his family, not just his daughter. I wish like I spend more time, because I want to see more his motivations. Like it's not just like I felt like we can see like two different persons, like Gore in the beginning, and Gore the God Butcher when he gets the sword. But we didn't get that much time with the Gore, the father Gore. And now I really wanted to see, and I don't think the movie specifies enough on whether is he corrupted from the sword, or is he really mad at the gods? Because in the end, it looks like when the sword is broken, he gets to himself and like starts to be the Gore father again. But at the same time, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if the sword heightens his hate for the gods. That is the take that I had. Like, let me know if you had another take on the sword, because Christian Bale is like, he is a really amazing actor. And I saw some reviewers like thinking like in the part when Gore takes the head and he's like scaring the little kids. I didn't thought it that way. I thought it was him trying to make be friendly with the kids, like as they saw, like they were laughing at they were like saying like Thor, kid, like snatch his head, and he did the same to try to get the appreciation from the kids. But as he's so detached from reality. He's like so scary and full of hate that he couldn't like connect with the kids. So I think there was always also some good in him, some good intention. I don't think he ever thought on hurting the kids. That could be like he could be one of the best villains. Like I had a friend of mine who told me like he's like the third best villain next to Thanos and Loki. He's the best. To be honest, I would put like Winter Soldier and what's the name from the Black Panther one? Killmonger. I would put Killmonger and Winter Soldier behind him, like because I thought their intentions were and like their morals were more explicit than in this movie. The way that Jane gets the powers, it didn't bug me. Like I thought, I know this. Hey, we have to go fast. I think like Mjolnir called her, but it could also be like better explanation. So why is her there? I think like it would be really better if she went to Asgard, like to study like a way to find a cure, and then Gore appears, and that's when Mjolnir like fuses with her and she gets the power. I think that would be a better idea than the one that we had. But I don't have any problem with it. I think that she's really good in this part, way better than the other two movies she was in. I'm a little bit sad that she died, but at the same time, I wanted to feel more. That what I felt like conflicted with that part is when she died, I didn't feel nothing, and I feel like I should have felt something. When in No Way Home, Spider-Man's aunt died, I felt something, and I wasn't expecting it. It was something like I was feeling like bad for Peter, and in this one I couldn't feel anything, but because the movie didn't give me time to feel something. Like the Thor Jane is so rushed. We have the best part of like their life as a couple is those little flashbacks that Cord does that gets us to see their relationship better. But in the movie, their interactions, they are so little, and I feel like the movies really, really rush on their relationship. Like it felt like more 20 minutes with them, with those, with building their relationship. Another 10 like with like more gore as a character. I think that would be very profitable for the movie. I think that the movie is too short. I think like I wanted to see more of this movie. I wanted to be more fleshed out and not just jokes. There's a scene in like she's going home. She drops the hammer and she feels really sick, and that's one of the key moments in the movie, because for me, I was really feeling like, oh, she's sick. Without the hammer, she's fucked. And then like 30 seconds later, they do the grenade joke, and I'm like, come on, man, let us absorb this. Like, we're talking about cancer, we're talking about parenthood, like losing a daughter, and even in the beginning, like when Corey is explaining all the shit that the Thor went through, like from Loki's dad, and all the fucked up shit that he's been through. It's so in a funny way, and like it kind of is a little bit. It makes it's undeserving. Like, I think like the characters deserve more. Like, not just some comedic stuff. And sometimes like they like to put Thor like he's a comedic relief, but he's like, it sounds like a goofball and not like a real hero. He's like really has really good morals, and he's not. He should not be like dumb. He's not dumb. But at the same time, there are some good jokes. I laughed like 2 or 3 times, but I don't want to laugh to a whole movie. Like there's some parts where you see that the CGI, it's real CGI. It's like with the background is not the real background, and we can Marvel. We can do that better than this. Like, we have infinite money. So I was a little bit disappointed. Sorry if I'm being very rude or bad and sounding like a hater. I'm not hating. Like, for me, it's middle. Like, I love the characters, but it's my love for the characters that makes me feel like this movie could be better. Like, imagine like a movie where we have like Gore as a villain, and where like he since her daughter passed, and he feels like it's the God's fault. He's really pissed. He's mad, like what like Killmonger was at Black Panther. That made sense, but they take that away, making like kind of know that the sword is the one to corrupt him. Like he's not guilty. The sword is just to make the ends make sense. And when it doesn't make any sense, you can take you. I'm wishing my daughter back. And Thor like does his speech, and then he changes the idea of all of a sudden. That doesn't make sense. Imagine a movie where Gore is really bad, and he's like that, he's full of hate, and so full of hate, but at the same time he's conflicted not to hurt the children. One part of them like is really hate for the gods. The other part loves children. Like, why make the sword the one to blame? Why make fun of so many jokes about in so inappropriate situations? I don't understand that. I understand why make Thor just a dumb guy when he's the one of the Marvel, the MCU characters that have the better development. He went through so much, and still it feels like he isn't full in the end. It feels like he didn't learn enough. And he's one of my favorite characters, to be honest. And you see making a buffoon of him, seeing that he's not having the character development that he should have. it hurts me a little bit. The fight scenes, I thought it wasn't all that bad. Like, I really enjoyed when Gore is like going on the ground and disappearing and using the tentacles. I thought there was really really good concept. But the end is a little bit lackluster. That last fight, it's a little bit confusing, and it's not not much of a build up. Like, we don't. I don't feel the stakes. But that's the problem. Is that I don't feel the stakes. That is because they always try to be funny, and why? What stakes? Like, they try to build an army to fight Gore, and then in the end, just two of them. And don't let me forget that army. Like, the worst part in the movie for me is when he gives the powers to the children, because I don't know if I still don't know if it's Zeus powers that he's giving, if it's Thor's powers, because it's yellow, so it could be like Zeus ones, but it says in the name of Thor. I think what could make sense in that situation is that he learned through Jane, since Jane has the powers of Thor, he learns that, okay, if she has the powers and I'm Thor, like, I can give the powers to them, because it's established in the Ragnarok that he is the power of Thor, not just the hammer. So maybe in a way it makes sense, but at the same time, it's so stupid that it ruined completely the it's so laughable, and it took all the stakes, and why bother going to the realm of the gods if there's nothing happening in them, except for the post-credit scenes. The post-credit scenes, that it's even horrible than the script, because that Hercules one, it was so bad. Like, he looks so dumb, so stupid. I'm not hyped to see the next movie, and I should be thrilling to see what's the Thor's next adventure, but I can't, because they are giving me like tons of stuff that I really don't want to see. I want to see a good story, not just comedic relief, and being like funny, just doing stupid stuff and nonsensical stuff that don't make sense. And some people may not like it, but I really enjoyed the Sonic movie, and those jokes in Sonic made a little bit sense, because it's on the character and it makes sense for the characters. Right here, it's feel like someone give the keys of a Porsche or a Lamborghini to a 7 years old. Of course, it's gonna crash the car. And I think that's what Taika did. Like, I don't want to be mad, but I feel like they overstepped it. Like, it's like, I'm gonna give, you want your daughter Chris to appear in the movie? Let's put her in the movie. You want your kids in the movie as well? Let's put my girlfriend's in the movie as well. We don't need Korg, but I want to be in the movie. Let's do all fun stuff. Don't care about the story of Gore or Thor. Let's just do what we want, and we just give the movie. But I really think that could be a really good movie on this one. A movie with love, with really good love parts, with sad parts, that deals with anger, with hate, with sadness, with grief, with all the troubles that a person who is dealing with cancer could have. Not just making fun all the time. So I think that could be rambling about this more 10 or 20 minutes, but I would rather talk with you guys in the comments. Tell me what you think of the movie. Did you enjoy it? Do you think I'm being very harsh on the movie? Do you think Gore is one of the best villains ever in Marvel? Are you excited to see the next Thor? Let's talk about this, because in the end, that's why I do these videos, to connect with people, to to get my opinion, but also know yours. Okay, so give me a like, subscribe, comment, and we see you in the next one.